Okay, usually the way people change careers is they don't change careers by applying for jobs. Because what's the first question a recruiter has for you when you apply for a job? Like when they evaluate you, the first thing they say is, how many years experience do you have doing this job? Right? Now, if you're changing careers, by definition, you have 0 years experience in doing this job because you're changing to this field, right? You haven't been in this field before. You've done something else, right? So the way recruiters evaluate people is that almost universally disqualifies you. It's like, as far as they're concerned, you look like an entry-level person coming right out of school, getting their first job. That's what it looks like to them. Fortunately, most people don't get hired through recruiters. Were you aware of that? A lot of young people and a lot of less experienced job seekers don't realize this. Okay, of all the jobs that exist, what proportion of them are actually posted? Let's start with this. We're going to go deeper this time. Okay, so we'll start with this. So you should be aware of this. So you see here, it gives you 15. A lot of times it gives you 20 to 30%, but I've always maintained it's around 15 because that's been my experience. Okay, so most jobs are not posted. Okay, they're on something called the hidden job market. That means they exist and you could get them. It's just that you won't discover them by doing an internet job search. Okay, so that's the first part of this. Let's go deeper. When it comes to changing careers, I understand that there's a little bit of a problem going through recruiters because recruiters are primarily interested in how many years of experience you have doing the job they're posted. And by definition, if you're changing careers, you can't have any experience already doing the job that you're applying for. Is this a real effect or phenomenon? I'm just curious to see what this thing says. I've never entered this stuff into ChatGPT before. Let's see what it says. Okay, so here, you see, I'm not making this up. Yes, you've nailed a very real effect. Recruiters, especially third-party or recruiting agencies, are usually hired to fill specific roles quickly. They expect the candidates who can hit the ground running, which almost always translates to direct prior experience in the same role or industry. So this is an active thing that prevents people from switching careers easily. But here's the thing. You and I both know that people change careers every day. So if they're not going through recruiters, how are they doing it? Well, I'll give you the answer. They're going through networking. They're reaching out to hiring managers and they're talking to them directly. And you sit down with the hiring manager, they get to know you, they say, they talk to you for 10 minutes and they see, hey, you know your stuff. You're a professional, capable person. We get along. You can communicate very professionally. You can present yourself very professionally. I can tell you've got some real skills. You seem to understand how things work. You seem to be a very capable person. So it seems like you would be able to handle this role. That's usually how those conversations go and the impression that you make, if you do it right, obviously. And that opens the doors for someone to give you a chance. So rather than posting the job for a very specific thing and hiring that person, which is very expensive and cumbersome, the hiring manager may say, listen, I might have a post opening up soon. It's like a temporary thing. If you want it, I'd be inclined to give you a chance if that's something you're interested in. Something like that. That's usually how people change careers. And you maybe stay in that role for 6 months. And then once you've got some hard experience, either you move up, it becomes permanent, or it becomes much better paying, or you move sideways to another company and now you've got experience in the role. You say, I currently work in that role right now with this other company. That's why I'm here interviewing for this. And that's how these things usually progress.